Oh my God, people, stop it! The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect.
Hi guys, welcome back once again. Today's topic has sparked a huge debate not only in Jamaica but across Africa and the wider Caribbean. A viral video has divided opinions after a Chinese Jamaican content creator argued that many Jamaicans misunderstood their own history. She emphasized that Jamaica is a multicultural nation with the nation motto "out of many, one people," and suggested that some people are replacing too much emphasis on Africa while overlooking the country's diverse heritage. Her comments quickly went viral, and before long, other Jamaicans responded, saying that embracing African identity does not erase Jamaica's unique culture. So, who is right? Can Jamaicans proudly celebrate their African roots while also recognizing the contribution of Irish, Chinese, Indians, Europeans, and other communities that helped shape modern Jamaica? Is there really a conflict between being Jamaica and acknowledging Africa's ancestry, or are social media arguments making the issue appear bigger than it really is? So guys, today we are going to break down both sides of this debate, separate facts from opinions, and explore why this conversation has resonated with so many people around the world. Whether you are from Jamaica, Africa, the Caribbean, or anywhere else, this discussion touches on identity, history, culture, and belonging. So guys, stay with me until the end because there are important lessons that go far beyond Jamaica. Stay with me till the end. Please subscribe if you haven't, like, share. I'll be back with more comments.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it! The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing is a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's, and this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country from which you came.
A video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live a foreign, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feed them problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So when I have nothing more to say about that except to affirm the teachings of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there is a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response where, you know, we have all kinds of people, because out of the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, oh, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, you know, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert our Africanness and our blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
Right?
Oh, God, here we go. I know you're trying to take it.
There's ignorant Jamaicans, huh?
Chinese Jamaican women
Now,
is teaching
apparently
Jamaican descendants
some
their
people
history.
had comprehension issues, so we're going to try this again. There is a fundamental difference between Chinese laborers that were brought to Jamaica in the 1800s as indentured laborers and Chinese corporations linked to the People's Republic of China that is a communist government. So over here, we have these people, and they don't like these people, but they're the same people technically. So these people move from Yasso and come over Yasso with these people here. All right, these people soon come back. Now when these people arrive, there are these people. As you can see, there's plenty Coca-Cola, we have ginger beer, Inca Cola, and orange cola. All right, now at first these people didn't get along because they are separated by culture and language, but eventually these people started to understand each other, and they're like, one day, hey, let's run a boat. So then these people brought their ingredients to the pot, and these people took from their culture and put their ingredients into the pot. This is out of many sodas, one stew.
I just want to repeat the question. Are you Jamaican or African? The question in and of itself is inherently flawed and reeks of bad faith. Because one, Jamaica is a country and Africa is a continent. Secondly, when that question, are you Jamaican or are you African, is asked, the question is not about a ancestry, it's about a present day identity. Jamaicans are very much aware and claim their African ancestry. Many claiming the modern state of Ghana, claiming that the majority of enslaved Jamaicans came from the Gold Coast, while others lay claim to the modern state of Nigeria, claiming terms such as Red Igbo and words like Uno being their rationale. And there's even a few who cite Sierra Leone as their ancestral place of origin due to the fact that many enslaved Jamaicans actually were sent back to Sierra Leone and the similarity between Jamaican patois and...
I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true. And I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, oh, you know, don't come over here, but I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, oh, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50k followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like Black Americans so much, right? And you can understand, you know, I love my Black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You know, you come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, you know, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, you know, but it's just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans. They love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
Hi guys, welcome back once again. One thing is clear from the start: Jamaica has a rich and complicated history. It is a Caribbean nation that has been shaped by many different people over several centuries. The country mottos, out of many, one people, reflects that diversity. Africa descendants make up the majority of the population, but Jamaica has also been influenced by people of Europeans, Indian, Chinese, Middle Eastern, and other backgrounds. That history reality is not something many people dispute. Where the disagreement begins is over identity. Some people believe Jamaican national identity should always come first. Others argue that acknowledging African heritage is equally important because the ancestors of most Jamaicans were brought from Africa through the transatlantic slave trade. For many people, reconnecting with those roots is seen as honoring history rather than rejecting Jamaica. The viral creator argued that some people misunderstand Jamaica culture by assuming everything comes directly from Africa. She pointed out that Jamaica society developed through centuries of cultural mixing. For example, linguistics have noted that Jamaica patois reflect influence from English along with several West African languages, while historians also describe Irish and other European influences on aspects of Jamaica's speech and culture. Her broader message was that Jamaica culture cannot be reduced to a single origin. That perspective has supporters. Many Jamaicans are proud of the country's multicultural identity and believe the national motto represents what makes Jamaica unique. They argue that recognizing different culture influence does not diminish anyone's heritage. However, many of those who respond online were making a different point. They were not saying Jamaica is an African country. Instead, they argue that most black Jamaicans have African ancestry and they should never feel uncomfortable acknowledging that history. From their perspective, celebrating African roots does not take away from being Jamaican. The two identities can exist together. This debate also shows how social media often turns non-said issue into simple argument. A short video can leave out context and viewers may interpret the message differently depending on their own experience. Before long, people begin taking sides, even when they may agree on many of the underlying facts. Looking beyond Jamaica, the relationship between Africa and Jamaica has long been built on cultural exchange. Across many African countries, Jamaican music has had a tremendous influence. Reggae and dancehall are enjoyed by millions, and legendary artists have inspired a generation of musicians. At the same time, many Jamaicans have shown interest in African history, fashion, music, and heritage. Culture appreciation has flowed in both directions for decades. Here in Kenya, for example, reggae has remained popular for many years. Many people admire Jamaican artists, and it's not unusual to see reference to Jamaican culture in entertainment, fashion, or public art. The admiration doesn't mean Kenyans want to become maybe Jamaicans. It simply reflects respect for another culture. Likewise, when Jamaicans explore Africa history or celebrate African heritage. Many people see that as a reconnecting with ancestry rather than abandoning Jamaica identity. Another important point is that identity can be laid. A person can probably say they are Jamaican while also acknowledging African ancestry. Someone else may celebrate Chinese Jamaican, Indian Jamaican, or Lebanese Jamaican heritage while remaining fully Jamaican. These identities do not necessarily compete with one another, and this conversation reminds us that history is really simple. Jamaican story include colonization, slavery, migration, resistance, and the bleeding of many traditions. Understanding that complexity help avoid turning history into either or argument. And we have all seen how a lot of Jamaicans that really came out and commented about this. And I would love to hear your thought. Do you believe celebrating African ancestry strengthens Jamaican identity, or do you think the focus should remain primarily on Jamaicans' multicultural national identity? Please share your perspective respectively in the comment below. And if you enjoy this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I will see you in the next clip. Be blessed whenever you are.